Good evening. Welcome to the One Take Livecast. I'm your host Jax, and this is another episode. Joining me tonight will be designer Cappovision, who has done numerous shirts mixing bands and pop culture together. So he's joined now. All I need to do is request him in to be in the video. So here we go. Hello.
Hi,
First of all, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good, and how are you? I'm a little bit nervous because it's been a long time I've been talking to somebody in English, so apologizes in the first. So I'm not very good with English. I'm an old man.
It's okay. I'm not fluent in German at all, but I do know the greetings. So first of all, guten Tag.
Oh, pretty good, pretty good. Hello.
Dankeschön.
First of all, I must say thank you for reaching out and giving me a chance on your wonderful, hey, nice shirt. Where did you get it?
This was my first one, and I got it on T Fury.
Ah, T Fury. It's been a while since T Fury doesn't do any Star Wars things at all in the last time, so I haven't seen any Star Wars designs there. I don't know. Probably Disney having trouble with them. I don't know exactly.
Well, with Star Wars, mostly I see it on RIPT or on
Right.
QWERTY or T, but that's where I've got most of your products.
Oh, okay, okay. For me, the best side of print-wise, with the quality of prints is absolutely T-Villain. They do the best job. I think they are the only one right now who do screen printing stuff irgendwie. Yeah.
Mhm.
So ask your questions. I don't know what to say.
That's okay. First of all, I'd like to thank you for being on here as well.
I have to thank you.
Well, I'm very grateful to that. And I've got to thank you for the work because seriously, they're so comfortable. But as a fan of music and a fan of Star Wars, I just enjoy, combining two together. It's like a good sandwich. It's very good.
Yeah, it's for me. It's like a dream come true. I've done a lot of things before. I was a chef in a cook. That was my first job. I was learning it for 3 years. Then I was studying social work, and during my social work studying, my finished work I was writing was a comic I did. And so I came to graphic stuff. Then we were moving to Cologne, and there I was working for a hip hop label, not my music at all. And there I learned all the stuff. There was doing record covers and posters and T-shirts and all the stuff. And so I started. And then someday somebody showed me. I think it was it. I think it was QWERTY. Never knew that you could make money with stuff like this. And somebody showed me QWERTY, and I was totally blew me away that you can get money for something like this. And so and dream came true. I can get money with doing mixing up two of my favorite things, heavy metal and Star Wars.
Yeah, honestly, it's a brilliant marriage, because there's and how you put characters into the product is like really good. Obviously, the most I see is Boba Fett and Mandalorian. So, what made you decide those characters go well with these albums and bands you want to mix with?
It's just a feeling that it fits. heavy metal and Star Wars, especially the villain in Star Wars, or the bad guys or the badass guys, they fit absolutely perfect. These two combinations fit perfect. I also done a lot of pop culture things, like you probably seen the Star Wars Beatles thing with the droids, the Let
Yes.
It Beep one. Uh, they sometimes they work also good, but heavy metal and Star Wars villains, they fit like a glove. So
Yeah,
absolutely perfect.
yeah, I have the Iron Maiden Senjutsu shirt, which I got for my birthday last year from a good friend. I really like that one, especially how you got Vader, just like the album. I have the Iron Maiden Killers Hunter one, which I got off QWERTY, like you said, and I've got the obviously this one, and I also but the one I really liked from other than this was the TIE Fighter Thin Lizzy one.
Yeah,
That's a great
yeah,
album.
yeah. And Thin Lizzy is probably my most beloved band. So,
Yeah.
but you don't sell a lot of Thin Lizzy shirts. That's the
No.
problem, you know. No, it always has the probably the most you sell is it Maiden or is it Metallica or
Sabbath.
Sabbath a little bit, but Maiden, Metallica, they sell the most, yeah.
I think it's
But sometimes I don't care about selling. I'm a big Thin Lizzy fan, so I got this idea and I have to do it. Even I knew it wouldn't sell a lot of copies, but the idea was there, and then I have to do it.
I really liked it because I see Thin Lizzy shirts and they've just got the title on, and I just think that's a little bit too basic for me. So when I saw it on RIPT, and obviously I loved the Jailbreak album, I think the artwork in the Jailbreak album is brilliant, and finding it, and I'm a huge fan of the TIE fighters and the pilots. In fact, if I was a member of the Empire, uh, stormtroopers are cool, but I would rather be a pilot because at least they hit the target.
Yeah, that's a good argument.
Yeah, but I loved it, and it's comfortable. I wear it now and again. I wish I bought it way before because I saw Thin Lizzy about when they did the little reunion tour, with the band members, and I saw them 3 years ago. I wish I wore it for that because that would have been really cool.
I actually saw them on the very the it was not the last gig. The next day was the last gig, but the farewell tour they did in Germany with all the guitar player with Gary Moore, John Sykes, and all these guys. And I was lucky. I was a little boy. Yeah, I was how old? I was 13 or 14, I think. And I had luck to see them on the almost last gig they did. And yeah, but I'm old. How old are you?
I'm 33.
So I'm 53.
You don't look it, man. We're still young. We're still boys.
Yeah, absolute.
Yeah. Not just Star Wars, but you also have other great film references and mixing characters, which I've seen on your works well. I mean, the Star Wars works great, but it's nice to see other films and pop culture as well. Like, I really like the Ozzy Osbourne Nosferatu thing.
Okay, okay.
That's on my list. I really like that because I just love how you're mixing a 100-year-old German movie now with, one of the famous metal singers ever. What sort of inspired that one?
Uh, is yeah, a big vampire fan, big Ozzy Osbourne fan. So someday I thought I start always uh, with the logos, with the typography, and when I think the letters fit with the the count looks like a cut of OC, so I start always with the logos, and when the logos fit, then
Yeah,
I try to get it. and when I see the logo is okay, then I work further with the design, and this perfectly matched it.
Oh yeah, because yeah, I really like that one. But just seeing other work as well, like the one that made me laugh in a good was the Crazy Train. You know, you've got Thomas the Tank Engine. I'm quite surprised that that was known in Germany because it was a big program over here in the
Yeah,
UK,
yeah,
especially in
yeah,
the 80s. But obviously that works because Crazy Train is a big Ozzy Osbourne song. So if you're going to do it, you might as well do it with the most famous train in the world.
yeah, 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 yeah. It's not as popular probably as in the UK, but they send it also here in child TV morning in the morning, and it was just I was looking for a train, and then I was had in mind I want to do a Crazy Train shirt. What's the famous, like you said, what's the famous comic or TV show character, and you got it. It
Oh,
was
but
easy.
I got a few friends who are into steam engines and heavy metal, which I've passed on the shirt to as well. So hopefully, they can go on the steam trains wearing it. That would be fun.
Great, great,
But
great.
but obviously, the most work you have done, obviously, is like you said, Star Wars. So, and obviously, Star Wars is a great movie universe and mixes well with bands. Have there ever been any ideas that have ended on the cutting room floor, like these were good, but it just didn't work?
A lot, a lot. Let me remember. What I have a. I'm working on. I did. But sometimes then you finish it after a while. If you get, I got some new designs. They will come before the Obi-Wan Kenobi show will start. So I did a couple of them, but I don't want to tell you
Spoil.
about this.
No spoilers. No
No
spoilers.
spoilers, but they will come. But sometimes you're right. You work on a design, and I don't have especially one on my mind right now, but I have a lot of designs I didn't finish because I stuck in the process, and then I think, oh, the logo doesn't fit, or it don't, the shirt at all doesn't look good. So sometimes that happens.
Yeah, but I just see them and they're like, wow. I mean, the Iron Maiden stuff, particularly. What you did with Darth Maul, Vader, obviously Mandalorian, but also the Iron Giant one's pretty cute as well. That was
Yeah, that this one was perfect. With there are two versions. One version is the Iron Maiden logo is standing Iron Giant, and the other one I even think is better is Iron Maid. So you got it totally. It's totally near Iron Maiden, and the guy is made of iron. So Iron Maid. That was perfect. No?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I also like this one. I wear it a lot. This is probably one of my favorite shirts, and it is probably one of my favorite movies.
It's great. Yeah, I think it's a great movie. It's sincere, and in school, the version The Iron Man, that book was religiously read in school. So seeing it as a movie is cool, and I think it's one of Vin Diesel's best.
Really?
Yeah, I just
Okay,
like how he's playing a out of element character, so that's why I
okay,
like it.
okay, okay. Great.
But yeah, it's hard for me to pick a favorite shirt because there's just so many. It's like picking, who's your favorite child or what's your favorite snack. But
So you probably also have a lot of stocked in your closet t-shirts. How much do you probably have?
well, I the thing is, I love spoof shirts. I love mixing, like I said, the ideas because I'm also sort of like instead of having a massive pile of pop culture shirts and a massive pile of band shirts, to have it all in one. I literally people think I have loads, but it's literally just one drawer full. It's a big
Okay.
drawer.
Okay, okay, okay. And I don't know. Don't want to be too personal, but your wife or your girlfriend is okay with it? Because
She
my
just
wife sometimes think, okay, now it's getting crazy. Almost every day I get a shirt from somebody or somewhere, or so it's. I don't know. I have to probably live 100 years to wear them all.
no, my wife's okay. My wife buys just as much shirts or dresses herself, so you know she's like, go for it.
Yeah, cool, cool. My wife just laughs when a new package arrives. So one more again, okay.
So when doing the drawing and the designing and the work, so like, do you listen to that album while you're making designs? So let's say you obviously you did the Mandalorian Hunter, which is based on the Killers album of Iron
Yeah,
Maiden.
yeah, yeah.
While drawing and designing that, did you listen to the entire Killers album while working on it?
Not always. Sometimes I do, but especially this one, I was not listening to the Killers album. No, during I was doing it. You know, I'm working at home, and my daughter is here and doing homework and stuff. So I cannot. And and I don't like headphones. So when I'm listening to music, I want to listen really loud, especially when it comes on heavy metal. I have, you know, and so it's not always the right time to turn up the speaker. So, but sometimes I do. I think at the Black Sabbath, the Salak one,
Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath.
Sabbath. I was listening to the record, yeah,
That's it.
and I did. Black Sabbath is also really good for during the designing. Irgendwie. For me, I also listened to when I did, you know, the Volume 4 Black Phillip design.
From What We Do in
I
the
was
Shadows.
listening to the Volume 4 LP the whole time.
I love that show.
Yeah. Have you seen the new one from Robert Eggers, the Viking one, the Northman?
Thursday. Me and my wife are going on a date Thursday to see it.
You're gonna see it. You haven't saw it already.
No, not yet. It'll
Okay.
Thursday.
Okay. So I will reach out. I saw it last week. I was totally blown away. It was so no spoilers. It was really cool.
You mentioned Sabbath.
Yeah.
I thought your Skeletor one was pretty cool, and how you got
Ah,
it, and with your yeah. But I really like the Skeletor one. That
yeah.
was
You posted it today, I saw, yeah? Today in your story or somewhere you posted it today on Instagram. Can it be
um
the
no.
design?
I think it was Maiden I posted. I didn't
Ah,
post the
okay,
Skeletor one.
okay, okay. Uh, this one, yeah, I was lucky enough. Was on the final Black Sabbath shows, and this design is from Shepard Fairey, the one who did the Obey logo. And I had the original shirt, the tour shirt, a long time. And someday I was standing in front of the mirror and saw it, and Skeletor. I must do a Skeletor t-shirt. So sometimes the idea comes out of nothing, you know, it's just maybe on purpose, or I don't know how exactly to describe it when the ideas come.
I would just call it lucky imagination. Like it's the moment and the imagination.
Yeah, it can be.
Like I see some of the designs and I'm like, wow. I mean, because I'm just like, yeah. But I love, but I'm also impressed at the cleverness. That was like, oh, that's clever. You know, that's really smart.
Yeah, a lot of other designers, I think about exactly the way you described it. You know, you see a design. Paul Simic just posted a Rancor design a couple of minutes ago, and I saw it and I was, wow, this was absolute fantastic. Or Nemos, I don't know exactly how you spell it. He also brings a lot of great designs. And there's a guy called Corey Freeman. he doesn't do any more stuff in the latest days irgendwie, but I'll irgendwie geil, wenn ich Deutsch spreche. Sometimes I fell into German, so sorry about it. And I love it very much.
Oh, we got a comment here. Oh, loves the Vincent Price design. Yes, that was
Hey,
brilliant.
villain fangirl.
Yes,
Hi.
I the Vincent Price one, mixing that with Alice Cooper, that was genius.
Oh, Vincent, I'm so big. You know, when my love for Vincent Price started, I was a little boy, and my father didn't let me look the old Vincent Price, Edgar Allan Poe movies. He said it's too scary for you. You don't. You cannot look. And I was sneaking every night when I knew it was coming. I was sneaking out, and I was looking through the how do you call it? The door, the lock,
The keyhole.
the keyhole. I was looking through the keyhole, and our living room was there. The furniture was so placed that I only can see the half of the TV. You know, only the half of the screen. The whole movie watching like this half of TV. But I was totally obsessed with Vincent Price when I was a little child.
No, yeah, it's Vincent Price. I can't say a lot, but I like how you've done like not just, but you also combine movies with other movies, like Christopher Lee as Bruce Lee.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I also this is also one of my favorite shirts, and as I told you, it didn't sold most of the shirts I love the most didn't sell really good. So I love this very much. This shirt, yeah, yeah, it's one of my favorites I've done.
Do you have any of the designs as prints like you have on your wall as like bits of achievement, or are they all just, in a file?
No, only shirts. For me, it's a little bit kind of phony to hang on my walls my own designs. It's like I have a lot great. I was working for probably 10 years as a projectionist in a cinema around the corner, and I was collecting movie posters since I was a young boy. I started with Bruce Lee posters, and I have a big archive of movie posters, and on my walls only movie posters.
That's cool. That's cool. So, like you said, it just comes in the moment or anything. Has so like whether you're looking at an album or a movie, and then it's all in your head, and then you're waiting for it to just click and happen. Uh, it's just and like you said, you like your music up loud and everything. Have you ever done bands you're not really fussed on, but thought that would work for the T-shirt?
Oh, no, I think, it's the opposite thing. The band must fit, but I'm not a really big Marvel fan. I'm a DC fan. But for instance, the Moon Knight shirt I did at last, it was obvious, I saw it
That was
and I
great.
knew, all right, I have to do it. Somebody else will do it if I don't do it. It was so obvious. And but the music is always the first, then the character. I couldn't do but I'm really open with music. I have a big record collection, vinyl collection, and
I see.
except of electro, I'm not very into electro music or house or stuff like this. But I like soul music. I like rock music. I like pop. So everything. But when I like the band, that's the basic.
So the music always comes first. But
Yeah.
seeing the Moon Knight thing, like, I'm not a. I've only got literally one Moon Knight comic, and I've watched the TV show, so it's not a character I'm too familiar with. But I am a big,
Same with me.
Iron Maiden fan, and to see that mixed with Power Slave, which is my favorite Iron Maiden album of all time,
Uh,
it works. But I could see it with other characters as well, like you said, Marvel, but it could work with Apocalypse, especially the entire Power Slave album.
Yeah, 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 yeah. You wrote it already to me, or did you suggest
Yeah,
it? Yeah, you suggested it. But as I said, I'm not that big Marvel fan.
yeah,
I'm a my first love in comics was always DC. You know, like the classic Batman, Superman, Green Arrow,
Flash.
yeah, the old Neil Adams movies. Hey, Ryan. Ryan just posted Cabo.
Yeah, yeah, Ryan. And, yeah,
Ryan is great.
I
And
love DC.
you
Sorry,
also love DC. What's your favorite DC hero
character.
character?
Of all time, it's got to be Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. Okay, I'm not very familiar with Deathstroke because I think that's after my obsession. I had I always stuck with the things I was reading first. You know, like already told you. Deathstroke, he was in the Suicide Squad in the first movie, or was
No,
that
no,
Death?
that's
No,
Deadshot. That's
that
Dead.
short. Okay, I always mix them up.
I
You
got
know.
Deathstroke was introduced to me when I watched the Teen Titans cartoon, and
Okay.
then I went, obviously, but they called him Slade due to censorship and everything. But
Yeah.
then I went back and I discovered the Deathstroke, the Terminator comics, and reading
Okay.
about him, and I find out. I mean, he's a sword wielding assassin. That won me
Okay.
over. But I
Okay.
also love characters like Swamp Thing and
Okay.
Constantine, and
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
but I am a huge Batman fan.
Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty what comics I'm pretty stuck with the I'm not a really deep comic character freak. You probably have a lot more to say about comics than I. You know, I love the one of my favorite comics is the Muhammad Ali Superman comic. So
I like
it,
Superman.
yeah,
You know,
the story is pretty lame, but the art from Neil Adams is so
uh,
wonderful. Yeah,
yeah, I like Neil Adams. I have a T-shirt, but I like Neil Adams's the Joker, where he's got the giant playing card and he's got
yeah,
Batman,
okay, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
that
That's my childhood. That's my childhood. Exactly.
that picture is everywhere. That
Yeah,
picture
yeah,
is
yeah.
everywhere.
I almost did I don't remember what it was, but I always did. I started with somebody, but with some designer, but I don't remember right now. With this image, I started something, but I don't remember. Uh, yeah, and of course, DC watch big Watchmen fan, also big Frank Miller. I love a lot. So the basic for you, it's probably the mainstream. For me, the heroes. Yeah. So
For
have
me,
you any suggestions? Really new stuff, a new
yeah,
for old men like me?
well, like I said, I read purposely if it interests me. I don't like, always follow. Like, I'm not reading most of the modern Marvel stuff or the modern DC stuff. I went up to New 52, but that's about it. But I just read uh, what I can get my hands on and enjoy. What I recommend is obviously, well, Frank Miller, you already know of, Dark Knight Returns in Year One and everything. He's written a really good RoboCop versus Terminator comic.
Okay, okay, okay. I haven't read this. So
But you
yeah,
say, but you say it's the music first and then the
yeah,
characters. And
yeah.
well, going back to Iron Maiden, and come on, Iron Maiden is just that amazing band. And you said character, why not do a Peace of Mind with the Joker?
It already exists.
Yeah, but it's your take on it.
Yeah, but for me, it's like burnt. How do you say burnt ground? When somebody else did it, I won't do it. It's like a codex or something. Yeah. Before I start a design, I Google if somebody did it, and if somebody did it, I don't touch it.
Oh, that's
Uh,
fair. That's
yeah,
totally
yeah,
fair.
yeah. even if sometimes I look at designs I don't like, I think you can do it better, or probably I could do it a little bit better, but I don't touch it if it already exists. And sometimes it's a bummer, you know.
Yeah.
You have the idea, and then you see, oh damn, somebody already did it.
Yes. Like, oh, I wish I thought of that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And it's, yeah, I totally get what you mean. Like somebody's done that, but it's like there's all these characters, but like I said, the music speak. Is there bands you really want to do that you think yes, yes, and things? So like, if let me think of a band you probably like is out. Has there been any Motorhead ideas?
Motorhead, the best. I think Motorhead had already reached the peak with the Mandalorian one, you know, with
Overkill. I love that.
Overkill, the
I was just
Overkill
thinking
one.
of other albums.
Yeah, yeah. The most do just the black and white version, you know, no
Yeah,
remorse thing. But for this one, and this is also a design I always stopped doing because I stuck in the middle with the helmet. I did several versions, and the helmet, the explosion of the helmet, I did the whole explosion of the helmet and did it doesn't look really good. And then I came with the idea just to let the middle stay solid and get the sides explodes. And then it worked. So, but it was almost a design I stopped working on.
yeah. I just had an idea in my head. It's the Ace of Spades album, and then you got Boba, Mando, and whoever you want for the
Yeah, yeah.
third
But I
character.
also think there exists something like this.
I've
Uh,
checked. Nowhere.
yeah, yeah, I think I saw somebody did stuff like this. Yeah, and yeah, sometimes it's really crazy, you know, and frustrating when you find out, yeah, damn, somebody did it already.
Yeah,
Oh man, yeah.
yeah. But yeah, I could just think of so many bands to throw in the hat, but you know, we don't want to rabbit on with that.
So, what's your favorite band
Of all time,
of all time?
the number one favorite band is actually Motorhead.
Motorhead, really?
Yeah, I mean, I've listened to a lot of bands that I enjoy a lot, but Motorhead have always been up there. I mean, I listened to them at a very young age, and what I liked about the band is that you didn't need to have a harmonious voice and everything. You could
Yeah,
sing quite gruff and everything, and I've just loved Lemmy's writing and sort
yeah,
of playing style, but
yeah.
yeah, the number one band would be Motorhead, but other
Cool.
bands like Iron Maiden and Anthrax and up there and
Okay.
Kiss, you know. So,
So
but
Motorhead was really the very first concert I ever been. It was the No Sleep Till Hammersmith tour with Girls School supporting
yes,
in the near of Heidelberg. My dad went with me, and he was all the whole time he was standing there like this. I was 13, I think.
no, but they have a massive following in Germany. You know,
Yeah. Sadly, he passed. How long
yeah,
has it been now that he passed? How long has it
7
been?
years.
Really, so long?
Yes, but but you know, thankfully there's Phil's other band. You know, the guitarist Phil with his band Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons. That's a good band.
I haven't really heard of it. Do you
Check it
recommend
out.
it, the last one?
Yeah, check it out. It's called Phil Campbell and the Bastard Sons, and he literally he plays obviously he plays guitar in the band with
Yeah.
his actual sons.
Ah, okay,
So it's him
okay,
and his boys.
okay. Yeah, that's a new tradition with the Suns, no? Like Wolfgang Van Halen doing his stuff right now, and yeah. Okay, that's
I,
good to know. I will keep this in mind.
I liked what he did with Tremonti.
Excuse me, I didn't understand it.
I said I liked when he worked on Tremonti, not the recent album, but the first or second album. He was his touring bassist, and I thought he did well with that.
Okay, okay. Good to know.
Yeah,
Good to know.
but yeah, bands have just always been there, same as comic books and films for me. They've been an escape. Even when I've had a crappy day, they're there.
Yeah, good music is perfect for everyone. Music, music is my life. You know,
Yeah.
it's one day without music, sad day.
You said Thin Lizzy, but what would you say is the number one favorite band of all time?
Oh, it's hard. Yeah, I think Thin Lizzy, Thin Lizzy, because the range is so wide. They have like my favorite Thin Lizzy album is probably not an album everybody likes. It's Renegade. The Renegade album is my favorite Thin Lizzy album because the range is so wide. You know, there's Mexican blood on it. It's like a Western movie. The whole song is like
Yeah.
a Western movie. Then there is Renegade, the title song, such a cool anthem, and Angel of Death.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, such a lot of good stuff. So I think I also visit. I'm not a big traveler, but I was 2 times in Dublin visiting the statue of Leonard, and it was a big moment for me. So Thin
Yeah.
Lizzy, absolute is my absolute favorite band, and then Black Sabbath, and then Rainbow.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Rainbow, really good. Dio. But yeah, well, my favorite guitar solo, when someone asks, but my favorite guitar solo of all time on a song is a Thin Lizzy song. It's The
Okay,
Rocker.
which one? The
The
Rocker.
Rocker.
Oh, The Rocker is a brilliant song. The
The
Rocker.
solo
Oh
is
man.
beautiful.
Yeah. It was Eric Bell times, no? Yeah. It was the time that they actually didn't have the two guitar
No, it was
variations.
just they just had, I can't remember his name, but they had the bearded guitarist with the big blonde hair.
Yeah, Eric Bell. His name was Eric Bell.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, yeah. He also did the Whiskey in the Jar stuff and so.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was a
yeah.
good album.
Yeah.
The Painting.
Yeah, I also love this, but no surprise. I think there's not only one Thin Lizzy song I don't like. So I'm a totally, really big fan of Thin Lizzy.
You mentioned Black Sabbath and Rainbow, and I like to bring back another design you did. Like you said, you're not a big Marvel guy, but you said if the character fits, and well, what you did with Loki and Dio was a really good combination as well. Uh, even though, so
Thank
where did
you.
So even though, like you said, you're not a big Marvel guy, but how did the idea just was like, no, this works?
Uh, I wanted to do a Holy Diver design the whole time, but there was no Star Wars. I tried. There was no Star Wars character. First of all, I'm always getting it. Uh, it was the I want to do a Holy Diver Dio design. Then I thought about a Star Wars character. I didn't, but no character fit. And I was thinking about the horns. Then I
Yeah,
started it with Hellboy. Didn't work right. And then the Loki series show started, and then horns here. Okay, I'm trying it, and the lettering also because Loki always 4 letters, so it fits. And then I started it, and it worked out pretty good.
yeah, because I always let my friends who are big Loki fans like about that, and who are into Dio as well. But yeah, it's amazing that we have this connection of loving bands but loving pop culture, and we wear it proudly on our sleeve or on our chest technically and everything. And it's fun. It's fun, and I just can't wait for more work you do and what other designers do. But I'm always on the T Public page or the QWERTY. I was like, "Ooh, what has Cappovision done today?" And I always vote when I'm on QWERTY as well.
Thank you very much.
In fact,
Thank you. Means a lot.
I don't know which shirt to wear on May the 4th.
Okay, but I promise there will be I'm not sure May the 4th or when will the Obi-Wan Kenobi series start? I think May 27th.
25th, I think.
Oh, okay, and around this time, a couple of new designs will come. Star Wars metal mashups. I think 3 or 4 maybe will come around this time somewhere. So maybe something for you.
What would you say is your favorite Star Wars movie of all time?
No question. Episode 5.
Oh,
No question. It was the first. You know, the first experience I had with Star Wars was a friend of mine. His sister has already seen New Hope. So I didn't knew nothing about Star Wars, and I went in the room of and she had a really big Star Wars poster, and I was standing in front of it. Blew my mind. What is this? And then she had to tell me the whole story of the movie. At this time, there were no VCRs or trailers, or So she had to tell me the whole story, and I was totally obsessed. I must. And then I 2 years later, I think 2 years later, or 1 year later, I don't know exactly. Episode 5 was in the cinemas, and it was one of my first movies I saw. And I only knew the story from the sister of my boyfriend telling me, And then was the thing. I think it's not a big spoiler anymore. When the Luke and father Darth Vader. Oh, I'm your father. No. And I knew nothing. It blew my mind. You cannot have this experience nowadays because
internet,
social media,
internet,
trailer, all the stuff. But
I know.
It was so episode 5. Absolute.
Yeah. Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah.
Love all movies. I just love it. I remember being a little boy at Christmas watching it for the first time on the television.
Okay.
And as soon as he went...
Was it on TV or was it VCR?
TV. It was on TV. So this was like in the early 90s. It was on Christmas on... I don't remember what channel, but it was on the TV. And when it got up to the fight scene, and then when he goes, "No, I am your father," I was like,
yeah, same with me. Exactly, same with me.
And Darth Vader's my favorite pop culture character of all time as well.
Yeah, everybody knows him, huh?
Yeah, I mean, and it was, and it's really.
You can probably bring the John Lennon phrase. He's more famous than Jesus, or isn't he?
He's bit, yeah. That was brilliant. Yeah, I just think he's pretty cool. I mean, next to Batman, he's really good looking, big, tall, and dark with a cape. So that's the thing. Him and Batman rock the capes.
Yeah. When you put it down on visual things, I think Batman is really but no. I must say my favorite, just visual wise, not story wise or whatever. Just visual wise, my absolute favorite superhero is a Marvel superhero. It's Silver Surfer. And it's such a shame they have done already a really good movie with him. The Stan Lee Moebius crossover, the comic. It's one of my all-time favorite comics, and I love this guy. You heard something about it? Will they do a good movie, a Silver Surfer movie?
I haven't heard of anything of a Silver Surfer movie, but I quite liked the comics from the Fantastic Four era, and I did like the cartoons in the 90s where he appeared as well. But yeah, and obviously the Silver Surfer has been on the Joe Satriani album. But
Yeah, yeah.
I would like to
Surfing with
see.
the Alien was the album, or? Satriani, Surfing with the Alien was the
Yeah,
title.
Surfing with
Yeah,
the Alien,
yeah, yeah.
which is funny because Satriani just was never a Marvel guy as well. So again, very interesting.
Okay.
But I'd love to see Silver Surfer that. But like I said, there's all these characters in your head, and there's all these like ideas, and it's like what band, what character, and then what thing. But at the end of the day, I bet the results must be beautiful. Seeing your work and whether people are buying it or people are advertising it or people are just
Yeah.
wearing it.
Just like I told you, a dream came true, you know. I remember the day I was looking at Queerty the first time. Man, is this real? You can do this and get money for it? No, a dream came true.
Yeah, and
Absolutely.
I am so glad you are living your dream.
Thank you very much.
I
What are
mean,
you doing for what are you doing for living except this right now?
what I do for a living, I work in a hospital.
Oh, great, great, great. My woman works in what's the for old people? What's the name?
A carer.
Right, right. Okay. That's a fantastic job. You're doing really good stuff, man. I appreciate
Thank you.
that's a lot better than the little things I do with my shirts. Your work is
Hey, hey,
that
my
that
job
what count.
pays for these shirts. My job pays for these shirts, so we both win.
Cool, thanks.
No, but honestly, this has been a good talk.
Absolute. I liked it a lot.
And I'll definitely have you back on in the future as well, and we talk more about the shirts or more about movies, music. But honestly, thank you for doing this.
I have to thank you.
But to our listeners and watchers out there, please check out on his webpage. Please check out Cappovision. His shirts are on many sites. He has many designs. Even if you are into this movie or that band or this, please check out his work. But thank you for being on this show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And until we'll have you again next time. So that was this episode. Man, that was really fun. And for now, see you soon.